Hello, Roberto. My name is Oceana. We spoke on the phone yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. And they all kind of blend together nowadays, don't they? Okay, so basically, I'm going to show you a few things you can do with your website to start bringing in more traffic and therefore more jobs. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing that I notice on your website is that you have big, beautiful pictures. Way to go. That is fantastic. Also, you do have a phone number here with a call to action. That's nice, but it is not a click to call. So almost 70% of searches happen on mobile phones. So when this is a click to call, someone can just tap it and press call and it'll pop up and call you right away. That makes the transition from curious to a paying customer much easier, and therefore you're going to see more jobs coming in from your website. Okay, so there's that, and then there's this one here. I would make these bigger and I would make them click to call. The second thing I always like to check right away is if I right click on an image and I click save image as, I can see if it's been saved properly. So this is Raya Landscape Back Patio Stone Portland. So that's actually pretty good. A lot of the time they're just random strings of numbers. So let's see again. Let's see another one. Retaining wall steps. So yes, these have actually been saved pretty well. So well done on that. I would just go through and make sure that they are saved as the keywords that you want to be found for. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the goal of search engine optimization, which is what I specialize in. So you've probably seen this a million times. This is the Google search results, right? The first thing we see here are the ads. People are paying money to show up right here. And if I clicked on this, which I'm not going to do, this person would pay, or this person, well, Home Advisor would pay money for me clicking on their ad. So they can be a real money pit if they're not set up properly. So, and most people just skip past it anyway. The next part of the results here is called the map pack. This is where Google displays what it thinks is the most relevant local business in the area so that people can see how far it is from them, and they click on it and they can go straight to the website here, get directions if there is an address that they can drive to. You can see here this one, they have a website but they don't have a physical address, but they still showed up in this map pack, and so that's good for them. So we want to show up here as well. And then here is the second coveted spot. This is the first organic result, and how we get here is slightly different than how we show up here, but both are very good things because most people are either going to click on this result right here or this result right here, depending on what they're hoping for. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how we get into those spots. Okay, so the first thing I want to point out is that you, in order to show up here in the map pack, you want to make sure that your Google My Business listing, and this is your GMB as we call it, is correct. So you want to make sure that your name is spelled properly, the address is right, and your phone number is the same one you would have listed all over the internet. And the reason for this is that anytime across the internet that your business's name, address, and phone number are listed exactly the way it's listed right here, that counts as a citation. What a citation is basically a vote of confidence, telling Google that your business is an authority in the field. Basically that you're a good guy, and you're a good business, and you're someone who people are going to enjoy working with. So that's what they want. That's what Google wants to do, is show good, trustworthy businesses, and how it decides who is trustworthy is through this process of citations as well as the kind of reviews that you have. Okay, so there's that. And then now I want to go over backlinks and keywords. So these are the keywords. I did a bit of research on the keywords that you might want to show up for. So I know that you said you don't prefer to do cement or concrete. You'd rather do pavers. So I did pull up the concrete keywords, but I made sure to also pull up some pavers and hardscaping and that sort of thing. So There's a lot of volume with concrete, but you're not as interested in that. So I'm going to jump into here. Okay, so basically, I was able to find almost 2,000 searches every month that we could show up in front of at the top within about a year. It's kind of complicated how we figure all that out, but the keyword difficulty is this KD right here. It basically means how hard is it from 0 to 100 to show up at the #1 spot for that keyword. So basically, how hard is it to show up in this organic result right here, or even these two down here. But mostly we're going after this one because it's the one people are going to click on the more often statistically. Okay, so we have Portland Patio Bars, Portland Rock and Landscape, Landscape Companies, Portland, Oregon, right? There's 350, that's 500, 600 right there, right? Just those three. So if we just went after all those three keywords, which we would never only go after three, but we would go after more than that. But even with just the 600, what would happen is if you were in the first spot for all three of those, you would be getting about 30% of the people searching these words actually clicking onto your website. And of those 30% that clicked into your website, about 10% of those would statistically call in and become a customer. So how we figure out how promising this is, well, okay, what is 30% of 600? That's about 200. What's 10% of that? 20. So if we were in the top position for these three, we could expect to get about 20 jobs a month. So that's, if 20 jobs a month would make the difference for your business, if it would help, then that's all you need. But if you need more than that, then we start looking at other ones. We go, okay, well, if we get to the top of this one too, that's another 80. That's probably going to be a few more jobs every month, right? So that's kind of how we do that. And then we take those words, and how we make sure that you show up at the top is we go over, okay, let's see. I'm going to take your thing here, copy, go into Eris. Sorry, I should have had this up before. All right, we're going to put that in there. I'm going to check out the health score of your website. So your website right now, Google thinks is very untrustworthy. This DR score is somewhere between 0 and 100, 0 meaning no trust, 100 being the most trustworthy, and you have a score of 0. So that tells me that you need help in this department so that you will show up in front of people on Google. So here are the backlinks and the referring domains, and here are the organic search words that you're showing up for. Right now, you are showing up for nothing on the first page. So no matter what someone types in, even if they look up you by name, you will not show up on the first position for any of these keywords. Concrete Pavers Portland, though, you're showing up on the 8th page, the 70th result. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. You're the first result on the 8th page, which your volume that you're getting is 0. So, but if we went up, quite a ways, then we could get you those searches. Okay, so I kind of got off track a little bit here. Let me go back here and show you the backlinks. So what a backlink is when you, let's see, on another website, someone will have a link that goes back to your website. So on this other website, it might say something like, hey, check out this pavers company in Portland, Oregon. And that pavers company in Portland, Oregon might show up blue like a link. I'm sure that you've seen it. Oh, well, I'm not seeing it. Oh, okay, well, like these, how they're blue and they're a link, right? So those words would show up that way. Let's see here. You have one that's shown up as website. That's what it looks like. And then when you click on the link, it takes you to your page. And this is similar to a citation in that it's a vote of confidence. It shows Google that you're authoritative, that you're trustworthy. But what this does is instead of helping you get to the top of the map pack, this will help you show up in the top with those organic results for those keywords. So what you want is not for it to say website, for instance. Here you would want it to say something like Pavers Portland or um, patio Portland, something that people would be searching for when they're looking for your business specifically. So that is the little rundown of what we do and what you could do in order to get more jobs through your website. Again, my name is Oceana. I work with G3.agency. You can check us out at our website at G3.agency, or you can email me here. You can also call me at 657-332-1960. Real quick recap, you want to make sure that you have a lot of content on your homepage. You want to make sure that that homepage is filled with words that people are looking up when they're looking for your services. You want to make sure that you are aware of what keywords have a higher search volume, are easy to rank for, and you want to get citations and backlinks so that you can increase your authority with Google and therefore your visibility on Google so you can get more jobs. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week.